Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We have come to the end of Porsha's Family Matters. My DVR says that there were 9 episodes. It seems like there were only 6 or 7, but I think they counted the sneak peek as an episode or something. But anyway, we've come to the end. So here we go. Let's talk about it. So we start out the episode with Dennis bringing Pilar home, and it was just awkward. She wants him to come in to talk. You can tell he is not feeling it, does not want any parts of it. He's just like, tell me what time I need to be at the hospital. So they discuss that and he leaves. They end up taking Pilar to the hospital the next day to get her tonsils removed. And she's so sweet, so precious. And they had to spend 2 days together alone in the room. The funny thing is, when they were talking about it later, Porsha was telling her mom that it was awkward. Dennis was telling Aunt Liz that they were fine, that everything is okay when it's just the two of them. I said, well, that's interesting. They had different perspectives of what happened. But anyway, they looking back at how things were just a year ago with them and their little cute matching PJs to now, it's awful because you can see that their co-parenting relationship is really breaking down from this show. Then we come to Porsha meeting with Londie. So Londie wants to talk to Porsha about what Dennis told her about Porsha telling him to fire her. And also, I didn't realize that Londie actually worked for Porsha before. So I'm like, why are so many of Porsha's family members working for her? That's never a good idea because it usually leads to drama because it's hard to keep the professional and personal relationships separate. So then you're always going to run into problems with that. But anyway, I just thought, was anybody else thinking about that? Like, why are so many of her family members working for her? So anyway, then they cut the confessionals, and Porsha is laughing about the story of how she first fired Londie when she was her assistant because she didn't properly pack her baby oil in her Chanel bag and it spilled. So Porsha was like, I went crazy and I flung it across the room and I fired her. I told them, get her out of here. I'm like, Porsha, do you not see how petty and shallow this makes you look? And you're sitting up here laughing about this? I'm like, girl, what's the problem? What's not connecting? So, and I've noticed, tell me in the comments, have any of you noticed this also? Porsha likes to take a lot of stuff as a joke. And sometimes she doesn't see when it's gotten serious or when the energy has shifted and she's still joking and the other person is not. So, and when she realizes it, boom, she goes into victim mode and tries to shift the focus onto how whatever you did affected her. And she pretty much did the same thing with Londie when she was trying to tell her about how she thought they could be closer. Porsha was like, I'm your big cousin and you weren't even there for me when I was in an abusive relationship. Londie was like, I was in college. Like, girl, I was just trying to pass my next exam. And to hear Porsha tell it, she didn't tell anybody about how Cordell was treating her. She had everybody thinking they had this perfect little life. So I don't know. We know Porsha backtracks and flips the story sometimes, but there's that. So then it gets weird in the middle of the argument. Porsha gets up and goes off to production and starts cursing and freaking out about how her family keeps coming at her, which I can understand. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Nene when, what was that, season 7 or 8, when they did that therapy session with Nene's therapist. And that was the season that Claudia was on. And Nene felt like they were all ganging up on her. And she walked. This show, I feel like they're trying to make, well, I won't say mate because it's Porsha's action, but I feel like the edit she's getting is the edit that Nene got in her later season where they're trying to show that she never says I'm sorry, she never takes accountability. I feel like the edit is very similar where she seems selfish, controlling, manipulative, and taking no accountability for any of her action. I noticed that it's very similar in the editing. But anyway, production played the audio of Porsha freaking out about her family coming at her. Then she went back to the table and put on a smile. Then Londie started crying because she heard the conversation. And Porsha went over to comfort her and told her, I'm your big cousin. I'm always going to be here for you. I'm not mad at you, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. That was just, Londie said she should have left that conversation alone. and just swept it under the rug. So it's just a very weird scene, out of place. I don't know, it was weird. So there were a few other scenes with Aunt Liz and Lauren, Aunt Liz and Dennis, and then they did the Hosea Feed the Homeless reopening. And y'all know what? They cut out that scene that they teased online, the one with Dom and Lauren and Londie fighting. They cut that all the way out for some reason. That wasn't in there. It kind of didn't fit with this episode now that I think about it, but yeah, they cut that. But then we get to the big scene with Porsha and Dennis. This picture right here is when Porsha was telling her mom about how her and Dennis interacted at the hospital and how he was ordering Uber Eats for them. And her mom says, "Oh, food will bring a brother and sister together." I didn't really think anything of it when she said it, but then Porsha repeated it to Dennis during their fight, and it was like really weird. She said, "I wanted to make you my brother." But anyway, backtracking. So they start off, they're sitting down together. Dennis is asking about her engagement and what they're doing about moving. And Porsha's being really aloof about where she and Simon are moving to. And Dennis kind of keeps probing for that. I feel like he probably feels a way because remember, a big plot on Porsha's having a baby is that Dennis wants to move to the city. And Porsha was like, no, I want to stay in Duluth. She would not make that move for Dennis. So I'm wondering, why is she making that move for Simon and wouldn't do it for Dennis? I know I definitely would feel a way about it. So then she talks about Pilar's school, and Dennis is like, "Pilar's school? I didn't know you were looking for schools. You didn't tell me that." And she's like, "Well, I was scouting them out." So then he drops the bomb that he wants to file for joint custody. And Porsha sees that as an attack and said that Dennis is never around and just pays for Pilar's school, and that's it. Then they start yelling at each other back and forth, and Dennis calls her stupid. So now you can see that the gloves are off. So this was actually filmed recently, like a few weeks ago. I don't know if y'all remember, Porsha put that social media post up when they filmed it saying that Dennis was trying to attack her. So this is after everything has been playing out on TV and on social media. So I feel like it's getting to both of them because they're not cordial at all. You can tell any semblance of a good co-parenting relationship is actually over. This show actually ruined that for them. But so yeah, he calls her stupid. Porsha said, "Oh, he's front and he's putting on for the cameras," and they both just get up and leave. Just so rude to the waitress, both of them. And then with both of them basically saying they're over it and they're done with trying to be a family. So then they do the wrap up like they do it in the Housewives. And as you can say, they say that they're still working on their co-parenting relationship and they're cordial. They asked Dennis if he's going to go to the wedding. He's like, probably not. And then Porsha does a final confessional where she says she sees now that you have to work on co-parenting with just the two people and not bring other people in, or you end up getting Porsha's Family Matters. And that's how it ends. So this was just like, okay. Then Porsha posts this today about black sheep of the family. So I feel like that was to address what Aunt Liz saying about her not being a real Williams. And I have a problem with that. Drop down in the comments and tell me what you all think about that, because they're all Williams. They're all Hosea Williams' children and grandchildren. I didn't like that she kept saying that. It kind of seemed a little, I don't know, it's like she was saying that Porsha and her mom are beneath them. But if y'all remember the Selma movie, they even said that Hosea was, a hellraiser, and he was about it. So definitely not violent like Porsha has been seen to be on the show. But I don't know. I just didn't like that. I don't like when your family puts you down like that. Especially publicly on a large platform like this. Check your family privately, but don't put them down publicly. That's just my opinion on that. I think that once this show came out and social media and the media, blogs, vlogs, all the opinions got put in there, I think it really took a toll on things. Because if you look at their social media from just November, they were doing great. Dennis was supporting Porsha. He said, good mommy there. Porsha, he posted about Porsha's book and said, she said, I really appreciate your support. She posted about his little song he had. So they were still very cordial. I really think that they got past whatever was going on, whatever happened on the show. Or this is all for show and they're fooling us all. Who knows? There's a scripted part to reality TV. I don't know. But clearly they were fine just a short time ago. Porsha also posted Dennis and his mom for Father's Day and for her birthday. So there was a time when they were still cordial, but now even Lauren, if you notice, Lauren doesn't really comment or like Porsha's photos. Porsha's not commenting, liking Lauren's. One of her other cousins who wasn't even on the show came out against Porsha. And I get wanting to condemn her actions because, yes, this was a bad look for Porsha. Terrible look for Porsha. And I've been a Porsha fan since I started watching the show in season 5. But this is a terrible look for her. But like I said about Aunt Liz, I feel like when everybody else is coming at your family member, and I know it's not going to be a popular opinion, and that's okay, but I just feel like check them privately. I would never check my family publicly when everybody else is throwing darts at them. I'm going to check them privately. And Lauren, her sister Lauren, made a post similar to that right after this show aired with the fight. She said she was tired of everybody asking why she isn't making Porsha take accountability. And she said, I check her privately, which I think is appropriate. So that's it. I'm so glad this show is over. I have secondhand embarrassment for Porsha. I don't know if she thought that she can control the narrative, and Bravo played her. Because the first couple episodes were cute, but it quickly switched. I think she underestimated how much the public was still against her for the Simon thing. And I don't know why, because if y'all remember Alicia Keys, getting with Swiss Beast pretty much ruined her career. Like people, if blogs post a picture of her today, people are still in the comments saying, I don't like her, she stole somebody's husband. So, I don't know, she underestimated. It was just too much too soon. It was Bolo, and she had people defending her for that. And then right after that cleared up, you have the whole Simon issue, and everybody's like, what is going on here? And then people couldn't defend that. She got a whole lot of backlash. And then we have this show that shows every negative quality about her that you could see when you thought it was going to be lighthearted, like Porsha has a baby, showing her funny, silly side, but no, this is a horrible look. Drop down in the comments and tell me what you think about the show, your final thoughts about the characters, where you stand, if you still support Porsha or if you're done with her. I think she should take some time away from the spotlight. I don't know if she will. I think she should take some time away. Do y'all think she can come back from this? Is there still hope for her on her career in TV, or is she going to be dependent on Simon, who is probably controlling and probably part of the reason why her relationship with Dennis has a rift in it? And do you think she and Simon will actually walk down the aisle? Do you think that marriage will actually happen? I'm wondering. Well, that's that, y'all. Are you ready for Real Housewives of Atlanta to start? I kind of am. I want to see how the dynamic plays out with Marlo having the peach, and also Candy's Old Lady Gang restaurant show. But that's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks. Bye.